Ralph, you already had your chance.
I could give him a couple of more minutes, but if I may. Public comment. I liked what Councilor Corll said when we were talking about speed restrictions and stop signs. He said what we basically need to look at is a enforcement policy. We have to sit down at some point and put that together. We put all the signs up in the world, like what I've said. Well, when they're shooting a gap and they want to beat that car ahead of them, they're going as fast as they can to get over there. Unless you have a cop at the other end writing tickets and pulling 15 cars over, they're not going to stop doing it until they learn a hard lesson. My other question would be, Vern, you were over the other day to Hillard Park, the drainage issues over there. Are you going to be looking to address that at some point? You know, the DEC came in late last year and marked out all the wetlands areas, so that's all already been done. So at some point when it dries out,
yeah,
look forward to seeing that get cleaned out.
Well, I guess it's Tracy's house back in there. They've been dumping all their spoils back in there. There's about 200 feet blocked off down through there that's going to have to be cleaned. Wayne was going to get over and take a look at it.
Well, you bring up another good point. So instead of me as a taxpayer who doesn't throw stuff in those easements, is Mr. Tracy going to get billed for the work that we're going to do?
We've talked about that.
That sounds like a great idea. Saves the taxpayer some money. My other question is the parade is going to be 27th May or Cicero?
Memorial Day parade?
No, Cicero.
14th, Flag Day. At 6
14th of
o'clock.
June?
Yes, sir.
This year, instead of myself contacting the state DOT supervisor's office, going to ask them to come in and strike the road so you have a nice parade route to have the parade on.
We can ask, I don't know how quickly they're going to respond.
Well, they did it, I think, the day before the parade last year, so at least they got it.
We give it a shot. Just depends on where they are, sure.
My other question is, I did notice coming in here tonight that the state had actually gone in there and cleaned off the storage shelves for the snow and stuff. It's blacktop and did some brooming. But perhaps at some point in the future, if you sat down with Mr. Carl Ford, the director of DOT Region 3, and asked him to spend some of that state money in Cicero and maybe do a beautification project, put up some tip-up curbing and pave those shoulders over so we have a road that doesn't look like a cow pasture. It'll look like a main arterial road going through Cicero for a change.
Well, when they do their major road works,
we don't want to wait 5 or 10 years for that.
They say that they're going to be doing things a lot sooner than that.
Well, they'll be concentrating on the bridge in Route 31, and they won't care about Route 11. But
we'll have to wait and see what they're up to.
My other comments would be, again, it was brought up just previously, the striping and the project over there at East Circle Drive. That's a serious safety issue. You got the ticks down the middle of the road, and yet you've got half a turning lane on one side and half a turning lane on the other, and the paint is faded away to nothing. You get people on the wrong side of the road and have an accident, and we're going to be held liable. Before he even finishes that job, he should come back in, as the state would make him do, and put the striping in the way it should be to keep people in their correct alignments. My other comments also would be in closing. I was a little bit surprised tonight. At the beginning of the meeting, we set a public hearing set for a zone change on Route 11. And I guess my question is, why are we as a town or department heads advocating on behalf of the developer? Let them come in here and request a zone change, either in writing or appear before you, and ask for it, give the specifics so everybody in the town that's at these meetings understands. This seems like a cloak here of exactly what he's asking for, and I don't think we should be advocating on behalf of the developer for zone change.
Number one, it's not a cloak. The application came in, I believe, that Wayne showed it to us. They went through the proper procedure. This is what we've done for probably, I don't know how many years. They come in and ask for a zone change, he sets up a date, and then they come in and make their presentation.
It was brought up and it wasn't discussed. I think I heard the comment, I'm not sure what they want to do there.
For a zone change, it's for land use. But it's all we're supposed to be concerned with when we do zone changes, land use, period.
I understand that. I guess the question is when they come in and say they don't know what they want to do there, Does that mean that we don't know what kind of zone change or how much of the zone change we're looking?
That's why they're requesting a specific change. They're the ones that are coming in and ask for the specific zone that they feel is appropriate for their project.
So you have a total understanding exactly of what was requested in that particular
Well,
area then?
This particular applicant, he's filed his application, for his tax map parcel 092-01-02.0, asking for a zone change from general commercial to a general commercial plus. His attorney is Andy Pappas, and he supplied a survey, aerial views, and everything else that's
So it's
required.
Good, it's on file, then I'll be able to request a form.
It's been on file.
Absolutely.
There's no cloaks here, Tom.
Just,
That wasn't the intention. The intention was, it was somewhat vaguely commented about, and if you're in the public sitting out here, you don't know what the status is or what the details are.
But you would find out what the status and the details are when we have the public hearing.
If it's
Am I
brought up
correct,
in,
Wayne? That's what the whole object of having it, to have the public hearing.
All I wanna do is set the date.
That's it.
I participate in a lot of those public hearings, but when a comment is made at a meeting and it's not explained thoroughly, then people are sitting out here and saying, what's meant by that?
right.
What are the details
So
involved?
your point is unclear to you.
It is
So
now.
now it's clear, and you can look at the
Thank you.
application. Very good.